And we're live. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome back to Sorin's journey in Final Fantasy XIV. So, Air Force One tempting me again. Going to say, it's likely to be a bit of a shorter stream today, just because I've only got a few quests left in the patch, A Legend Returns. And there's no dungeons or anything left, I know that much. And just because of the way I like to organise these streams, I do like to finish off patch by patch. But last we'd left off, Sorin returned to Ala Mhigo to see how things were getting on. Ended up helping our involved with a little quest to find some treasure hidden underneath the city. Learned a little more about Fordola, and her past. But, well, it doesn't exactly excuse her crimes, it does make it a bit more empathetic. But no sooner had we finished that than we were recruited by Nanamo to help her look around Ul'dah and see what she can do for her people and what she can do to help the people of Ala Mhigo now that they've reclaimed their homeland. So let's get back to that. I'm going to participate in an open tournament. So, Your Grace, what's the next step? Prophet. The thought never even crossed my mind. But standing about lamenting my naivety will not do anyone any good. I shall consider my lesson learned and press on. Sorin, are you perchance acquainted with any successful merchants? If my attempt at philanthropy is obliged to reap a profit, it would seem wise to consult someone with a knack for business. Oh, is it? Why? Yeah, the cactuar. Why is it stuck? Why is it stuck there? That should be... Right, okay. Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV's not wanting to be captured all of a sudden. I don't know why. I was having some problems before stream with the game capture wouldn't pick it up, but it's still not picking it up. Yeah. So I swapped to a window capture for Final Fantasy XIV, which is picking up the frozen screen, but not picking up the process. Right, do I just try display capture? I think I just have to try display capture. There we go. That should be working now. There we go. Hopefully that's working. I suppose I could put you in touch with Tataru. Oh. Oh. Okay, no, that was just a flicker. Right, yeah. I don't know. Why am I having problems? I didn't have problems earlier this week. Oh, also, hello Nam, welcome to the stream. Other than Tataru, I suppose there's Hancock. He's over in Kugane though. I'm not sure if he's too helpful. And I'm not sure if you're keen on doing business with any follower of Lord Laredo. Ordinarily, I would not trust any agent of the East Eldonard Trading Company, but if you hold this Hancock fellow in high esteem, I am content to be led by you. You may repay my faith by journeying to distant Kugane and speaking with him on my behalf. Eager though I am to visit those shores, I have not the leisure for a lengthy sea voyage. Now, assuming you will travel as adventurers are wont to do, I shall await your report by the Aephorite in Ul'dah. A fair journey to you, Sorin. And a swift one, if you please. Right, of course. I suppose, yeah, Kugane is a bit far to travel. If you haven't linked to the Aephorite. Maybe... Should I have made sure she got back to Ul'dah okay? I'm sure Lord Mandeville wouldn't let anything happen to her. That's probably just as quick to use the network, isn't it? Feels like it's been quite some time since I've been here. Excuse me. I'm here to speak with Hancock? Greetings, honoured sir. Will you be entering the Ruby Bazaar offices? If that's where Hancock is. Hancock? Sorin! What do I owe the pleasure? Why are you here on business? I suppose business this time. I beg your pardon? Her Grace the Sultana would have my opinion on how best to invest the wealth of Ul'dah. Oh, my dear friend Sorin, I have you to thank for this recognition, I am sure. And I'm flattered that you came to me, truly flattered. But why settle for a lowly apprentice when you could have the master? Upon matters of profit, there is no living soul better qualified to advise Her Grace than Chairman Lolorito, a man whose morning exertions are set to fill his garderobe with gold. I should be happy to arrange a meeting for you. Say at the Scion's former headquarters in Fanalan. And Awakened Sands would seem a suitably neutral venue for negotiations, don't you think? Fare you well, Sorin, and may your dealings prove fruitful. Right. I was hoping I'd get some more direct information, but I suppose it's as awkward for Hancock to travel all the way back to Ul'dah as it is for Nanamo to travel here. I'm not sure how she'll feel about being recommended to Lord Lolorito, though. Not after everything that happened before. She's oh, there she is. Your Grace? I have news. I'm not sure you'll be too pleased with it. Welcome back, Sorin. Did your merchant friend have any useful advice to share? Not exactly. With Lolorito? And you agreed to this? Well, personal feelings aside, he does know what he's talking about when it comes to matters of money. I am well aware of his standing in the field of business. I had hoped to keep the monetarists at arm's length. And him in particular. Nay, I cannot live in fear of the man. I must learn how to treat with him if I am to rule Ul'dah effectively. That's a good way to look at it. Very well. I will meet with Lolorito. Let us go on ahead to the Waking Sands and prepare for his coming. Right. I wonder if I still have any of those Aphorite tickets about. Oh, never mind. We travel immediately. So this is where the Scions first congregated. I have heard many tales, but never had occasion to visit. But not all my memories here are great. To work then. The hour of the meeting draws near, and I would gather my thoughts. Pray see to it that we have the appointed room to ourselves. Right, that shouldn't be too difficult. There's not many of us still about here. Right, I think that's... Oh. Lolorito?
A personal summons from the Scions. This must be important business indeed. Though, if it concerns anything so underhand as an assassination, I fear I can be of little help.
I'm sure. You're not here to speak with me. Have a seat. What's with the mask?
You have made your point. It is indeed unsettling to find oneself seated across from an impassive mask.
Oh?
There, would this better please your grace? Or should I address you as Lady Lilira?
Nanamo put more thought into this than I thought.
Nay, the deception has served its purpose. I am glad to see you found amusement in my little jest, Lord Lolorito, but shall we proceed to the business at hand?
By all means. I must say, I'm most eager to hear your proposal.
I should maybe keep to myself here.
Simply put, I would aid the refugees camped in Thanalan in their efforts to return to Ala Mhigo. The reparations you paid in the wake of your earlier misdemeanors will be used to fund the endeavor, together with the fortune seized from the late Teleji Adeleji's estate.
At least this money's going to a good cause.
But this plan is not intended to benefit the displaced alone. I would make of this an investment which shall enrich Ul'dah and Ala Mhigo both. And who better to consult on matters of profit than the wealthiest man in all of Thanalan? I beseech you then, Lord Lolorito, share with us your mercantile wisdom.
Ah, 'twould seem your grace has matured beyond acts of earnest yet misplaced charity. Pray tell me more.
Well, things seem to be keeping civil so far.
To summarize, in return for facilitating the repatriation of refugees and assisting in the establishment of new industry in Ala Mhigo, you ask that a proportion of all subsequent profits be promised to Ul'dah. Ha! I am impressed, Your Grace. 'Tis an elegant solution, albeit one lacking certain crucial details, specifically which industry and where.
I suppose, yeah, the specifics are a little unclear.
How swiftly you identified the weakness in my plan, just as I knew you would.
Yeah, I do suppose this is why we brought Lolorito on board.
Your travels have taken you across the length and breadth of Gir Abania, and you know the land far better than I.
Right.
Which of the settlements you visited would best provide a home for our refugees? Which has the greatest potential to flourish, given the appropriate investment?
There's a few places. From what I've seen, the stonework done at Alagana could do with being revitalized. People there certainly seem to have had a passion for it.
Yes, a quarry town certainly does carry the potential for profit. At least it would do were it situated anywhere near a lucrative market. It would cost more to transport the materials than they are worth, in my humble opinion.
Right. Well, I guess there's that problem. Then... Sultry, maybe?
Ah, yes, that desolate little village on the shore of Loch Seld.
Is salt valuable enough to be used?
I know the Sultry and its products well. The Imperial invasion brought an end to their more widespread distribution, much to the dismay of many a wealthy gourmand, myself included. Salt has ever been a transformative ingredient, and in this instance, I dare say, it could transform a modicum of effort into a mountain of gill.
So...
The local citizens will need to be consulted, of course, but I trust the East Ul'dah Trading Company can be relied upon to provide its assistance in negotiating a mutually beneficial arrangement.
This is A positive?
Naturally, Your Grace. I shall dispatch representatives well versed in the extraction of this white gold and wring every last ons of profit from its production. The Loch's bounty will contribute to Ala Mhigo's enrichment, whilst easing the burden on the bull's aching shoulders. Just as Your Grace desired.
Oh. Looks like Lolorito saw through it a bit.
Struck, then.
She's doing this partly for Raubon. All satisfied, Your Grace? I fear it will be many years before I feel comfortable taking part in such negotiations. But I shall not complain. We have piqued Lolorito's interest and secured his invaluable expertise. Thank you, Sorin. I could not have done it without you. The money. It's not a problem at all, Your Grace. Anything else I can help you with while I'm here? Our work is decided. I shall return to the palace and have my ministers begin work on implementing the particulars of the plan. If I could prevail upon you one more time, Sorin, I would ask that you convey the details of our negotiations to Commander Hext on your return to Ala Mhigo. Of course. My thanks again. Together we have laid the groundwork for an endeavour which promises to benefit the people of Ala Mhigo and Ul'dah both. Well, by your leave, Your Grace. Back to Ala Mhigo. That should be good news for Elise to hear. I'll just have to trust that Lady Nanamo can keep Lolorito in check. Wouldn't do well for things to get out of hand. Ironfold? How's the whole treasury situation going? Welcome back, Sorin. How was your audience with the Sultana? Went fairly well. Here to report on it. Alphino? Figured out the distribution? In your absence, I've kept myself busy cataloguing the riches of the Mad King's trove and calculating its worth in gil. I have some way to go, but the figure's already quite staggering. Elise, I've got some news for you. From Ul'dah. Sorin, you're back. What did Nanamo... Oh, sorry, are you allowed to talk about your audience with the Sultana? That's actually the reason I'm here. I think I bring good news. So, Raubon says he's going to return to Ul'dah, but she isn't sure he wants to. Tell us something we don't know. But I'm pleased to hear she's committed to helping our refugees come home. And this plan to revitalize the Sultry does make a lot of sense. And quite how you convinced her to seek Lolorito's help is another question. After all that has happened, he's the very last person I would expect her to turn to for advice. But on a more practical note, Elise, assuming the interim government elects to accept Ul'dah's proposal, I have one caveat I should like you to include in the bargain. Ala Mhigo must be permitted to cover a portion of the investment. We have a fortune at our disposal after all, and allowing Ul'dah to provide the entirety of the capital will afford Lolorito too much control. Honestly, Alphino, it's like Kugani never happened. What exactly does a ruthless profiteer have to do to earn your trust? All things considered, at least, I'm not sure I still trust Lord Lolorito. But yes, you do make a good point. First things first, though, we need to discuss this proposal of the Sultry's residence. Whiskar, how do you fancy explaining the Sultana's plan to your grandfather? I'd like to hear what Watt thinks of the idea before agreeing to anything. Right away, Commander. Would you mind coming along, Sorin? I might need you to fill in the details. It's no problem with me. I shall come as well. Should Watt wish to discuss figures, my knowledge of the nation's finances may prove useful. I guess the three of us are off. Back to the soldiery. It's definitely been a while since I've visited there. Like not since we came through to on the way to liberate Ala Mhigo. It's feels like a lot's already happened since then. All that business with Ivalis, Omega, and of course the Inspector. Wonder how things are getting on. Just watch out for the frogs. Definitely bringing back memories. Fighting past the Imperials to find the people of the soldiery. Yeah. Best up this way, across the beach. Still not looking in great condition, but I suppose it's gonna take time. There's a lot to do around here. Excuse me, Mr. Watt? What manner of mischief brings you young uns to Old Watt this time, eh? I want to rebuild the soldiery, Grandad. Sorin, tell me what the deal. It's a proposal from Ul'dah. Well, bugger me. We've never had the coin or the hands to put the place back to how it was, but sounds like that's about to change. There's just one small wrinkle in your plan. And it doesn't account for all the nasties queuing up to eat anyone who goes near the shore. The king used to send soldiers to cull the buggers, but the Imperials weren't about to help the likes of us. Don't worry, Grandad. We'll take care of all that. Commander Hex has been talking about starting up regular patrols, and I'm sure she'd assign me to the lock if I asked. I'd appreciate that, Whisker, my lad. I would. Oh, does this mean you've gotten better with that blade of yours? I've been training, aye, but mostly to kill Imperials. You have some experience hunting monsters, don't you, Sorin? I think you could cast an eye over a few of the local beasties and teach me how to deal with them? I could certainly try. Let's not waste any time. I'll see you by the lock. Whilst you are busy attending to the local fauna, I shall have Master Watt explain to me exactly what is required to restore the soldiery to its former glory. Good hunting. Okay then. Is that your prey then, Whisker? Right then, Sorin. I've got a spyglass here you can use to take a closer look at these pests. Once you've got their measure, you can tell me what to do, and we'll see how well I get on. Right. I can't show by example. This is the Abbey. Where seems to be a... Oh, it's a little precise, the click points. Taking out its jaw takes out its main form of attack against you. The Abbey's entire body is protected by a hard carapace, but the underside of the head looks soft and vulnerable. Ah, looks like you found a Yabi. They say hitting their shells like smacking a rock. Any suggestions? Just hit us. underneath the head looks good, so aim there. At the very least, you'll hopefully distract it from attacking you. Vulnerable under the head, are they? Right then. Wish me luck. I'll be here if anything happens. Oh. There you go. Not too bad once you know what you're doing, is it? Thanks, Sorin. You did just as you told me and the wavekin went down like a sack of potatoes. Let's find something else. Oh. I suppose it's not like the abbeys are the only things wandering around here. What else might be on the menu? Not menu, we're not eating these things. Nothing. Are yabbies edible? You okay, Whisker? What you got your eyes on this time? I think I can handle the yabbies now, so we should try something different. What else is out there? It's phobads. What's the weak point here? I normally just bombard them with magic, so I suppose always a good idea to go for the eyes. Things can't hit what they can't see. The phobad's hands are large and powerful, but destroying its crystallized core should render the assault golem inanimate. You sense power pulsating from behind its brow. Ugh, phobad. I'd rather defeat one of those. The eyes look different. That's probably their core. I'd go for those. Just watch out for the hands. Inside its head, is it? I'll try to stab it right between the eyes then. Flattened. Right, another one down. What else is about here? There's the Abaddons I passed on the way here. It's not easy fighting with the Liberator of Ala Mhigo watching her every move, but I got the job done. Thanks for the advice, Sorin. I feel a lot better prepared for my patrols now. Any road, we should head back to the Sultry before Grandad starts to worry I've been snipped to pieces and fed to a Yabby's hatchlings. I suppose. Yeah, the Abaddons aren't quite as close to the lock as the others. Yeah. Knowing how to deal with Yabbies and phobads is probably enough. And I don't imagine Whisker will be the only person on patrol once they get it set up. Mr. Watt? I see you've returned in one piece. Dealt with those beasties then, did you? Oh, Whisker did. Aye, thought to myself, after a bit of instruction from Sorin here like. Once I've shared what I've learned for the others, we should have no trouble keeping the shoreline clear. Good lad. A fine young man you've become, Whisker. A fine young man indeed. Too often of late I hear tales of folk over in the city, drunk on victory and hungry for revenge. Our heads stuck firmly in the past. But we need to set our sights on the future, on things which will improve our lot. Things like getting the Sultry ready to welcome our long-lost countrymen. hopefully that plan's gonna... You won't be waiting too long. Alphino? I'm assuming you got everything explained? All figured out? It seems Whiskar has the Sultry security well in hand. I, meanwhile, have discussed the next steps with Master Watt and completed my inspection of the site. And with a little work, the vacant buildings here could be made into very presentable dwellings. That's good news. Message from General Alden. Apologies for the interruption, sir. The General would speak with you at your earliest convenience. With me? I don't feel obligated to wait around on my account. I'll remain here to hammer out the finer details of Watt and act as an intermediary for our business partners in Ul'dah. You should go. General Alden asked that you wait for him by the main gate in the Ala Mhigo quarter. My apologies again, sir. Very well. Right. Oh, a lot of important meetings. I'll leave. Yeah, I'll leave the soldier with you guys then. First Nanamo, now the Flame General. Let's go. I do wonder what could he want to talk to me about? I suppose if nothing else, I can... Should I mention what Nanamo said to him? Maybe it's better to keep it to myself. It said just inside the main gate. I seem to be doesn't seem to be around at the moment. Maybe I'm a little early. Just wait around for a bit. This is definitely the right... Oh, General. Pippin?
Apologies for the wait.
No worries, sir. I should have asked a time before I got here.
People are screaming for the butcher's blood again. No sooner have we broken up one mob than another forms. Thankfully, all have been amenable to reason, thus far.
It's a tough job, sir.
But it is no concern of yours.
A concern of Ala Mhigo is a concern of mine, sir. I put in work to liberate this place as well.
We must speak of the men Arenvald and his comrades apprehended in the peaks.
You ever... skulls?
By their uniforms, the captives were first judged to be Imperial troops. But after further investigation, their true identities came to light.
True identities?
I dare say you remember Yuyuhasi and Laurentius, the fugitives who conspired with Captain Ilberd in the Crystal Brave's betrayal.
How could I forget?
Aye, well, it would seem they followed him all the way to the wall. It was they who orchestrated the slaughter of the resistance fighters prior to the Griffin's infernal ritual.
That's...
Were it in your hands, how would you punish these men?
How would I... I don't think I can make a decision on this, sir. I feel too strongly about this.
You would spare these animals? Yours is a more merciful brand of justice than mine.
Not because I want to, sir, but I can't look at this with a level head.
In any event, I thank you for your honesty. When the time comes for the Alliance to pass judgment, I'll see that your opinion is heard. Well, that concludes our business here. But there is more I would say. Walk with me.
Of course. we maybe invest in some railings or something here?
I bear a share of the blame for Ilbert's atrocities. Had I openly supported the cause of Ala Mhigan liberation, he might not have felt driven to do what he did.
Sir, please, there's no need to try and take some of the blame yourself at this stage.
Things could have been different, and I'm sorry they aren't.
They could have been, sir, but they are what they are, and in the end we did liberate Ala Mhigo. Good has come out of all of it.
But even after all that has happened, my homeland is free. With the Scions and the Alliance at their side, my countrymen have reclaimed what many thought lost forever. Under her new leadership, I have every confidence that Ala Mhigo will emerge from the shadow of the Empire and rise once more to greatness.
Are you okay not being a part of it, General?
Which means my work here is done. Soon I will return to Ul'dah and take my place at the Sultana's side.
Father...
I'll not deny there's a part of me that wants to stay. The same part that contemplated renouncing my rank and joining you as a wandering sellsword.
I feel you've got a place here, sir.
But
I
pledged my blade to Nanamo, and I will not betray that oath.
Is this truly what you want, Father?
It is. Ever has my sword been hers to command, and ever shall it remain. Thank you for lending an ear. When all the rest are clamoring for me to stay, I trust you'll send me on my way.
That's your decision, sir. I'll respect it. I don't know if this is the decision that Nanamo wants for him. Oh, Arnvold? I was just on my way to the soldiery. It's like I saw you. General? That took longer than I intended, but at least you know where I stand. Now that's settled. Arnvold, what news? We may have a problem, sir. A group of Ananta has arrived at the main gates, and I don't mean the Vera. These are Kalyana. The ones that summoned the Primal. They're insisting they be allowed to attend a council. Lisa's trying to reason with them, but she may need help. An invitation was extended to all the native beast tribes, but we assumed that Kalyana would refuse it out of hand. We had best go and see for ourselves. Pippin, take command of our forces and be ready for battle. Sorin, you've dealt with these Kalyana before. I'd have you at my side. Of course, sir. Hopefully... Hopefully they are just serious about joining the talks. I am cautious about the possibility that I saw myself that several of them were tempered. I don't know, maybe all of them are. Don't know how many times they'd summoned Lakshmi before now. I've seen myself that tempered souls aren't easy to negotiate with. Lise? Oh, Sorin, Raban. Gods, it's good to see you. The Slayer has come. We have not forgotten how you sinned against the Lady of Bliss. But we did not come here to shed blood. You claim to seek harmony with all who call Girabania home. If this is truly your wish, you will welcome us as envoys of the Ananta. It is our wish, and you are welcome, but we cannot condone the summoning of primals. If you want to enter the palace, I must ask you to first surrender any crystal jewelry. You have my word that it will all be returned to you when the meeting is over. We will do as you ask, but you will not have our weapons. We are not so foolish as to place ourselves entirely at the mercy of our tormentors. I reckon that's the closest we're going to get to a compromise. And we will have people standing guard. Aye, let them keep their swords. Then we have an agreement. Lead the way to your meeting chamber. That seems fair enough. There aren't many of them, so I suppose them summoning the primal would have been a big risk. Why do I have the feeling we've welcomed a viper into our midst? I think for now, sir, it's so okay to trust them. They are people of Girabani after all, and if we don't show trust, it has to start somewhere. Turning the Kalana away now would have made a mockery of Lisa's promise to give everyone a say. She couldn't not let them in. General? This Kalana's elder's intentions seem at odds with all we know of her tribe. What think you, Sorin? In some places, before, when I first met Rameh, he seemed open to negotiation and compromise of sorts. It did end up... I did have to vanquish him, but there are sides of primals that can be reasoned with, which maybe by extension means that the tempered can as well. You believe an understanding can be reached? It's not entirely unheard of. I suppose those who followed Saint Shiva eventually sought reconciliation with Ishgard. I suppose you're right. Whatever the truth, I would take no chances. The guard must be strengthened. Ideally with people who know a thing or two about primals. And we rely on the Scions. I can't speak for all of us, sir, but I can pledge my support. I'll round up our comrades and send them to the Ala Mhigo quarter. You can go on ahead if you like, Sorin. My thanks. I will see you in the palace. I'll see you there, Arnvold. Wonder how long it's been since all the tribes and leaders of Girabani have been together in one place. I really hope there's common ground to be found for everyone. I guess I can wait here for the others. Y'shtola? Banquet? Been a while? Sorin, I brought reinforcements. Arnvold told me of the arrival of our unexpected guests, and I agreed that it would be prudent to call upon Y'shtola and Thancred as well. One can never be too careful when dealing with the enthralled. I am not familiar with the Kilana tribe myself, but Alizé's report suggested that they shunned contact with our races. Despised it even. Even compared to the other Nanta. Indeed. This apparent reversal in attitude is most curious. No one expected a response to our invitation, much less an envoy. And I imagine Lise was forced to make some rather hasty arrangements in order to accommodate them. Speaking of which, how should we deploy ourselves? If the meeting is to be held in the throne room, it would seem wise to have eyes both inside and outside the palace. Y'shtola and I can stand guard without. That leaves the three of you to keep watch over proceedings in the throne room itself. Right. Sounds like a plan. Understood. We should join General Ul'dah inside then. Sorin, do you know of the rear entrance to the palace? It's on the eastern edge of the city, at the top of the stairs. The guard there should have been instructed to let us past. Okay. Am I back into... I'm not sure I'm quite familiar. But I can find my way around. Oh, just a... I'm familiar with this entrance. Sir? You have to silence, sir. General Alden left orders that you are to be escorted inside. If you'll follow me. Okay. Just sitting in on another meeting. I guess our job is just to watch and wait.
Thank you all for coming.
Hope nothing happens.
I am Lys Hext, and I speak for the Resistance. Among you are village elders, refugee leaders, envoys from the Ananta and the Kikern. You've come from every corner of Girabania to help decide the future of Ala Mhigo. But before that, I want to ask you a question. What was the first thing you noticed when you came in?
Interesting way to
For
start.
me, it was that empty throne. It has no one to sit on it now. No viceroy, no king. Would any of you like to take their place? Or should someone else sit there? Then let's sit here in a circle, as equals, and I hope, as friends.
I wonder what Lisa's plan was if someone did want to step forward as a new ruler. Seems a little chaotic.
Expertly done. Lys has removed monarchy as a choice early in the game and positioned them to consider a joint government.
You've been giving her lessons, Alphino.
All things considered, I would say events have got off to a fine start.
Let's just hope they continue that way.
And that is Alagana's stance on the matter.
Thank you, Ragenfrid. Another vote in favor. Next, let's hear from Shanti of the Kalyana. Tell us, how do your people feel about the idea of a republic?
Oh.
The Ananta wish only that those who dwell within Girabania devote themselves to our faith. You shall all worship Sri Lakshmi!
That's...
Lady of Bliss, grace us once more with your beauteous visage!
This is a problem. What? This is a bigger problem. Very big problem. What did they summon?
This can't be happening. No crystals were allowed through the door.
We can worry about the how of it later. We need to evacuate these people right now, or the Primal will make thralls of them all!
Evacuation is our first priority.
It's up to us.
Right. That's right, Arnvold has the echo. Guess that's for the best. That's... Glad I learned this trick. You okay, Arnvold? What?
Gods damn it! The guards were already turned! Fools!
Guards turn...
No, you don't!
The Kaliana would see us all enthralled.
Then they're going to be sorely disappointed. We have the Warrior of Light and Arenvold to shield us.
Aye, but they can't well defend your guests and attack the Primal, can they? We're stuck on the back foot.
Yeah. Not had to fight a primal while protecting people from tempering at the same time.
I think I have an idea. Keep these people safe, General. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Ah, whatever she's about, she'd best make it quick.
Right.
Come then. Who will be next to die on my steel?
Ready for this, Arnvold? How do we fight without leaving our allies wide open? Can't stay on the back foot forever. Oh, damn it. If I think like that, we've already lost. I have the Warrior of Light on my side. We can do this. Isn't that right, Sorin? We've got this. Let's deal. There we go. Come on.
Why, I offer you peace and serenity.
Okay. Out of grace. There's a lot of them. Come on. No one's to gain temper on my watch. Not good. Is that Arnvold? This is getting a little much. No, you don't. Come on, Reese, what's your plan?
I shall free you from your hate!
This is a bit much. We have to try Arnvold.
Damn it all! It's only a matter of time before we miss one.
I have to keep trying. Oh, what? Fordola.
What of it? Do you want to kill this thing or not?
That's right, the resonance has the same power. Right. With 3 of us. This might be enough. Don't drop it out of me. Scaver. Oh. Where did she? Can help out the others. Get back, everyone! Please, Robon? Lace? They're sure they can stay. Guess I can't. Watch out. Oops, wrong way. Ow! That's... Come! Move! Please, Raban! No, you don't! No, you don't! Come on! I'm not losing any of my friends to a primal. No, you don't. There we go.
Do not your souls weigh heavy?
Not heavy enough to fall for this. Portal? General? Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Two. Three. Cordola? Come on. Nearly there. I don't think we're doing this quick enough. We're trying for it all.
Here it comes!
Please? Did it? Whew. Right, we won. We did. You okay, Ironvold?
We did it! We beat her!
Cordola? Is this just now?
What is this?
I'm only gonna say this once. The Ananta just summoned their primal in the throne room. My friends are fighting her, but they need help. They need someone with the echo, and by the gods, I wish I had it, but I don't. I told you before that you still had time, but things have changed. I need your answer now. You can end it like Xenos, or you can fight for Ala Mhigo. Your choice.
That's her choice. Sorry about that. I don't try to peek into memories. Everyone. Is it safe to bring them back? We know we're safe?
7 hells. It's her, the butcher.
It's difficult to explain. Cordola? Are you... That's right, her...
It's done. Take me back to my cell.
she okay with that?
You are not forgiven.
Not you. You I will never forgive. But I will thank you.
Oh.
For standing against a primal and saving us from servitude. You have my thanks.
Maybe that's the best we can hope for. Did well out there, Alan. That was unlike any battle I've ever seen. I'm not entirely sure how I survived it, to be honest. General, thank you for staying with us, but it certainly was a bit reckless. Oh, hold up. One wrong step and I would have lost my will to that fiend for the rest of my days. This is a sobering thought. Alphino, thanks for getting everyone out. Nice is certainly living up to her own ideal. Not every commander would choose to enlist a former enemy's aid in battle. Stola, guessing things outside went okay? I think I shall make a habit of checking for primal influence before our meetings from now on. Maybe not a bad idea. Oh, company actions. Well fought, Sorin, Baronvold. That was a near thing. Couldn't have done it without you, Lise. Aye, our stand against the Kiliana would have been brief indeed had you not volunteered for guard duty. We'd be enthralled as surely as our sentries were. They must have planned this far in advance. Security was my responsibility, and I know how dangerous primals can be. I should have... Gah! It's my fault. My stupid mistake. Hey, lass. We were all caught unawares. We'll take this as a lesson, and watch our own more carefully in future. You can be sure that the lackeys who smuggled the crystals into the throne room weren't the only thralls in our ranks. The soldier who first spoke up in favor of the Kiliana keeping their weapons springs to mind. A primal servant is betrayed by his aura. If you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify any others acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence. Thanks, Stola. We'd appreciate the help. Speaking of help, I almost fell over when Fordola turned up. What was she even doing in there? I asked her to come. Oh, I suppose... Yeah, only I saw the vision, didn't I? Oh, that explains it then. It's sad, but Ragnford was right. Her victims will never forgive her for what she's done. But I don't think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She wanted to fight for her country. If you say the world in which Fordola grew up is partly to blame for what she became, then as an Ala Mhigo, I feel responsible for improving that world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show the people a better way than vengeance, or we risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help the people let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. And I'll hold 1,000 meetings and talk till I'm blue in the face if that's what it takes. It's a long and arduous path you've chosen, but one well worth walking. Rest assured that I'll do what I can to help you reach your destination. Thank you, Alphino. First step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. They're a little shaken, but not one of them seemed ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started. I will see that you're not interrupted. Sorin, you and the Scions are to stand down. Get some rest. You've earned it. Thank you, sir. I'll stay close by, just in case something goes wrong again. Oh. It's a rough day to... Oh. General? The meeting's over?
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens.
Yeah. I was just thinking back to the last time I was here.
The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government model on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people.
Here's hoping that works out for them.
It is a fair decision, and one which signals the end of my part in all this. But I would gaze upon Girabania's stars one last time before I leave.
You're really sure this is the decision you want to make, sir? I'll leave you to it. Oh. Your Grace. Can I help you? Right. I'll leave you to it.
Forget something? Your Grace, there was no word.
Rabban Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
But, Your Grace...
You're fired.
Rabban, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Ala Mhigo.
You desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
A most trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me? Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Ul'dah? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him. I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies. So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
Nanamo.
Smile for me, Rabban. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Ul'dah.
Tomorrow you will serve Ala Mhigo and fight for the good of all Eorzea. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Grace.
It's one of the cutscenes it really doesn't feel right to speak over. Alphino? Arenvold is of an age with Fordola, both of them born Ala Mhigo. One never wanted his Garlean blood, and the other tried to become Garlean but could never be. Similar yet opposite, which goes some way to explain the tension between them. Tension? If you say so, Alphino. I went to see Fordola in her cage again. She did turn the tide of the battle after all, and I thought it only right to thank her. She wouldn't listen. She said she neither wanted nor needed my gratitude, and I should go away. I don't know if I'll ever understand her. Lise, I hear the meeting went well.
Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
That's
You're
what
kind to include me, Lise, but we both know who did most of the work. I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow. No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
I'm sure you'll get there, Arenvold. I've been through a lot to get here.
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Girabania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project. She was in search of General Ul'dah, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope he was still there.
I can assure you she found him okay.
Are you in the habit of gossiping about the affairs of royalty, Master Leveilleur?
Oh.
Certainly not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Be at ease, Alphino. 'Twas only a jest.
General? Your Grace?
But I must yield the floor to Raubarn. He has an important announcement to make.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
And that?
I shall be assuming my father's duties. And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
Twould seem I am in need of employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company or some such.
You may be getting on in years, father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
Yes, the bull of Ala Mhigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
Oh.
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor, and you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
You okay there, Alphino?
So,
Arenvold?
does this mean you're staying?
Aye. That seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation, if you'll have me.
If, he says. Welcome home, Raubarn.
This feels like the way it should be.
Well, that was unexpected. Though you seem distinctly unsurprised.
Who? Me?
Either you're
got
more
a
astute
feeling.
than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch. In any event, one thing is certain. Ala Mhigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
That she will. Oh, and there's the rain. General? It seems my road has come full circle. I appreciate the support you showed for my earlier decision, overruled though it was. Evan, I'll be trusting Ul'dah to you then. I must assume Father's responsibilities without delay, lest our rivals, both inside and outside Ul'dah, treat his dismissal as a window of opportunity. Rest assured, they will find Tizona's edge just as sharp in my hands. Your Grace? I have asked enough of you, Sorin. My only words for you now are those of gratitude. Lys must be overjoyed to know that General Ul'dah is staying. But I suppose I shouldn't call him General anymore. I suppose that's right. Raoban is the veteran of 100 battlefields. Lys couldn't ask for a more reliable ally to have at her side. Well, Lys, been a productive day for you, I guess? I think it's about time I headed back to Rhalgr's Reach. What's next for all of you? Alizé will be eager to hear of recent events, so I shall join you, if you've no objections. I'd welcome the company. Sorin, why don't you come along to the Reach as well, once you've said your farewell to Nanamo and the others? I suppose I should. Say hello to everyone. Pong, please. Oh, you can access the car. Well, I'll see you free around. Back to the Reach. I can just use... I'll take Aquila for a run. Reach isn't all that large anyway. Alizé? Well, here we are again. Alphino has regaled me with a thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-beating betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I was patrolling the palace grounds of Fanquid and Y'shtola when we heard the report of a primal from I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have our echo-blessed champions nearby this time, but only to keep a close eye on Kiliana. You can say that again. This whole episode has reminded me how far apart our kinds still are. It looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance. I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings. We've seen that before. Indeed, violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times. In any case, someone like Shmi was the Broodmother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We'll just have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies in the Vera and M tribes first. I plan to have Resistance scouts keep track of the Kiliana's movements at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the Resistance army, out of interest? Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattack? That would be a question for the Resistance newest recruit, a military commander with far more experience than me. What, the Bull of Ala Mhigo? We call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller independent groups. And when Conrad passed his command to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Rhalgr's Reach. He just happened to be serving as Resistance spokesman at the time, and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray. But that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under a new government, I'll be nominating Raoban as the overall commander of our forces. He has a lot more experience than the rest of us put together, and we stand to learn a lot from him. Indeed. He is in all respects the ideal choice. Assuming he accepts the post, Ala Mhigo will indeed have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal. And given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, I see great cause for hope. The siege which we so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends. I like that. We tend to our promises and watch as Ala Mhigo blooms. And bloom it shall. Nope. I do give thanks to the Kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. Oh, but there their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look like so much jetsam. Oh, woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants. These dango are delicious. Will you have one? More sweetbreads? I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have. Bah! It's like talking to a child. Why fate saddled me with this burden I shall never know, but I am alive, and I must return to my master's side. Come to you. We shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Have you read the reports? First Doma, then Ala Mhigo, and Lord Xenos put to the sword. Do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly of taking his head regardless. Nay, Lord Xenos lives? Deplorable that our own officers should be fooled by Eorzean misinformation. Small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official, and above all accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war of empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. And that is the finale of patch 4.1. A Legend Returns. And that will be all for this stream. Okay, it went on a wee bit longer than I thought. I've completely forgot about the Black Shimmy instance. But next quest will be going on to patch 4.2, which is the rise of a new sun. And following that, we'll be beginning... Get the Aephorite. I like my Aephorite endings. Yeah, following that will be, I believe, the Four Lords is the next quest line I'll be doing. So I think I kind of looked at the quest. I think there's only one stream worth of quests in Rise of a New Sun, because there's no dungeons, and I think about the same amount of quests I did last stream. Excuse me. Four Lords will... Ooh, I was gonna say 2 streams, because that's how long it took me to go through the Warring Triad. But I think there's 2 dungeons involved in... Or is it just 1 dungeon involved in the Four Lords? I can't quite remember. But yeah, that'll be 2 or 3 streams. And then I plan for Sorin to pick up a new job sometime. It'll be either at the end of next stream or at the end of the Four Lords. It'll just depend, because I'll have to level it up. I'll have to level the new job up to 70 before the next stream at that point, which I suppose I can do. I've level grinded before on shorter notice. But that is going to be all for today. I'll be back tomorrow with the next chapter of Final Fantasy. Again, the Rise of a New Sun. Saturday is probably also going to be Final Fantasy XIV. It might be Catherine if I kind of feel I've had enough Final Fantasy. But until then, you can always, if you want, follow me on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. But regardless of what you decide to do, thank you so much for coming along. I really hope you enjoyed. And until next time I see you, have a good evening, have a good night. Until the next stream, goodbye.